The movie Nanny in theaters now and available for streaming this Friday, the 16th of December. One of the stars of the film, Sinqua Walls. Good to see you, sir.
What's up, man? It's great to be here.
Let's get into this. You want to describe to everyone what your role in this film is?
All right, so in the film Nanny, I play the character of Malik, who is very well aware of the celestial spiritual worlds that are at play in the film, but also happens to become a love interest of our lead protagonist.
Who's the nanny?
Who is the nanny?
Okay,
which is why he loves him. Loves her.
Okay,
played by Anna Jope, character name of Aisha, and they go on a nice little magical journey in the film.
Michelle Monaghan, who's been on this show.
Yes.
Now she plays the mom of the child
being nannied.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. We're picking up everything, putting down Sinqua Walls, who plays Malik, a doorman who's all over the nanny in this movie, The Nanny. Is that one way that I can put it right there?
I mean, he makes sure that the elevator goes up and the elevator goes down.
Okay. Very good. How did you prepare for this role, Sinqua Walls? My gosh. You just go to random apartment buildings and
How did I research this role? Well, living in New York for a long time I had a lot of doormen, started asking a lot of questions. I watched how they would have, the side eye and what they would really pay attention to.
Yeah.
And so it became really organic. No, I don't know.
But the parents of the kid involved being nanny, there's something going on with them, and that's part of the intrigue of this film.
The whole intrigue is that there's a good fusion again of like horror, suspense, thriller. There's an infusion of like the African folklore that comes from Nikiatu Jusu being so aware of it, and that becomes the haunting. So what she does really well is she pulls on her cultural experiences and awareness to make the haunting so real in current time.
Okay. And again, Nanny is in theaters now, available for streaming this Friday. And another film that's coming out for you. You are playing the Wesley Snipes character in the remake of White Man Can't Jump.
That is correct. I've been
no pressure there.
No pressure, all the pressure. Only thing that I've heard is that I happen to be a better basketball player than Wesley. That's something that I think I can confirm.
Okay. Who's telling you this, Sinqua Walls? Who's telling you this?
Everyone else that knew Wesley.
Wow.
Love Wesley. Honestly, he's one of the people that I really do look up to in this industry. I've always said like his ability to have duality between the different films that he does, the genres of films. But when it comes to hoop.
Yes, and paying taxes.
Oh, wow.
I'm good at both.
Wow.
Wow. Is this thing on?
Someone please call.
Your words, not mine, but I would have to say I stay responsible.
But I mean, when you came strolling out here, what are you, 6'2", 6'3"?
6'3".
You've got some height.
6'3", yeah, 6'3".
I don't think he's 6'2", 6'3".
No, but he's got a big presence.
So what is your game?
I was a point guard, actually. I was a point guard and a two guard in college, and so I do a little bit of both.
At USF?
At USF.
I mean, we all know who went to USF.
We know the greats, right? Right. Bill Cartwright, Bill Russell, Casey Jones, right? Like we know Phil Smith. Like we know a lot of the guys that went there. But yeah, so that's where I was confident that in the character I play in the film, Kamal Allen, that Kamal is a better basketball player, than Sidney Dean.
Okay, and what about Jack Harlow compared to Woody Harrelson? What about that?
A better basketball player than Woody Harrelson.
Oh,
whoa!
Wait a second.
I'm not. Hey, no shade.
I've played ball with Woody Harrelson.
They have been so kind and given us such a vote of confidence and love. But I had this question once before where someone had asked me. They said it being called White Men Can't Jump.
Yes.
Can Jack Harlow jump? And I was like, I don't know about all white men, but Jack Harlow can jump.
He can jump.
He did all his own dunking stunts.
Damn.
Wow.
Every single one.
10-foot rim.
10-foot rim.
I gotta ask.
10-foot rim.
I was about to
10-foot
say
rim,
it.
and he checked.
Valid question.
Really?
Just to make sure. He wanted to make sure that people knew for sure that it was him. He's very athletic. He's a very athletic person.
I would want to do my own stunts if I could dunk too.
Listen. What the fans or the audience will come to see when they watch the film next year. There is a sequence of a play that we have where I'm standing on one end and I'm throwing a round the back pass behind my back to Jack.
Yes.
And he has to catch it and then go dunk it.
Ooh.
And we had to do it 11 times, and Jack dunked it all 11 times.
All 11 times?
All 11 times.
That's better than some slam dunk contests. Most of them. Some actual ones. There wasn't a replacement dunk?
There was no replacement dunk. And it was all Jack. And I remember looking the first time going, whoa. And shout out to what we actually had on the movie. We had a collection of basketball guys who are still playing overseas.
Yes.
We're still competing in like the Drew League and things like that. And when Jack got his first dunk, everyone was like, you know, and he kind of looked at us like, don't worry, I got this another time. And then he did it 11 other times.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you play when Sinqua Walls, again, Nanny is in theaters now, available for streaming on Amazon this very Friday. When you were at USF, did you play against anybody that we would know?
I would say the best player that I ever played against was Adam Morrison. And I always say this because when people critique Adam Morrison and the short-lived NBA career that he had, the one thing that they forget about is that I think he struggled with either diabetes or something really intricate that was his health issue, that he had to take insulin shots during the game. And I think that catered to his body's ability to actually like maintain through an NBA season.
Yes.
Obviously, being a competitor and a gamer, he probably never wanted to acknowledge that. But when I look at it and I go, okay, 82 games versus 24 or 32, whatever it is in college, the level of performance I saw from this man when I was in college, 44 points, 34 points, 36 points.
He was a hell of a college basketball player.
And he came in when he was with the Bobcats. I think his first season, he averaged like 10.6 or 11 points a game. So after that was when we saw the decline. And I would have to think that that's because it's hard to modulate your health and that schedule when you also have a health deficiency.
So what about your fandom? Who do you root for?
In basketball?
Yes, sir.
I'm a Clipper fan all day.
Yes,
Let's go.
Wow.
Let's go.
Yes,
Clipper fan
By the way, my
all
sideline
day.
right here, you, Sinqua Walls, and then Rich Eisen Show, social media grandmaster, TJ Jefferson.
Let's go, TJ.
That's what's up. Since 1999.
Since 1999, baby. Elton Brand, let's go. Elton Brand, the first time Lamar Odom was there, Lob City, Darius Miles, Quentin Richardson. We already know.
Michael
Knuckleheads, let's go.
You know, Eric Pikowski.
Pikowski's shooting it up. I remember when Pikowski
What's the it that
wasn't
he
even
was
in
shooting up? What's the it that he was shooting up?
the three. Pikowski, he was averaging. It was like what 44% from the three.
Sure. Okay.
I remember when he didn't go to the All-Star game one weekend to go to Vegas with his wife. And they put it on Fox Sports, and I was like, that's right, Pikowski. They didn't invite you, don't go.
I mean, we had Keon Dooling back there.
Keon Dooling coming through.
My boy.
He would dunk the ball and go like this.
You are legit.
I'm a Clipper fan, man.
Why Clipper, not Laker?
You know, growing up as a kid, the Lakers tickets were too expensive.
Okay.
And the Coliseum would give you, you know, copy credit and a meal. They give you 10 tickets for $1 and a hamburger. So you would go to the game, and you were right, TJ, you would go to the game and root for the other team, and then eventually you become a Clipper fan. And I was like, no, I want them to win. I don't want the Bulls to win. And so I just stayed in it for years.
Might have got lucky and got in the game, back then, mess around, get the triple.
Let me get 10 tickets, a hot dog, and a hamburger, go home happy.
I'm just hoping that we get to see Kawhi and Paul George play significant action.
Me too.
Be nice.
Me too. I remember a couple years back when they both signed to the Clippers, and I was actually doing an interview, and I was like, I knew they were going to sign with the Clippers, and I was telling all my friends because I knew, everyone was like, Lakers, they're going to go, and I was like, look, they're from a part of LA, both of them, where the Lakers aren't the dominant thing in their environment. So if they do play in LA, they're coming to the Clippers. And I knew they were coming. So I can't wait for them to actually be able to be on the court together.
And win some basketball
And win
games.
the basketball that we know we should. I think now with Ballmer, we're starting to identify our own identity. A lot of times we have been in that shadow no matter how much we've performed. And it's like, okay, that's Showtime. That's what that is. What's our brand of basketball? And as soon as the team has its own brand and its own identity,
it's coming.
That's when it takes off.
Well, it's coming. I spend my weekends and most of my time when not here at NFL Network, which is right across the street from SoFi Stadium.
Yes.
And it's now across the street from this beautiful building that they're putting up right there in Inglewood.
Yes.
I mean, the Clippers are going to have their own home. And it's going to be 21st century. Ballmer's not like, let's just use a little bit less expensive flooring.
Yeah.
Let's just try cut corners here or there. He's going to build something that's insane.
Immaculate. He's competing with Mark Cuban. He's like, look, we create the finest facility. The players want to be there.
Yes.
You bring in more players. You bring in more fans. You bring in more audience. You bring in more folklore. Boom.
Okay. So one day.
All day.
You'll go.
I promise you. Oh, listen, me and Billy Crystal. And TJ.
Oh, when it
Clipper
happens. When it happens.
Don't forget Louis Gossett Jr.
We'll be
he was
courtside.
always there, right?
We'll be courtside.
You and Billy Crystal. Hold on in that order. Sinqua Walls, Billy Crystal, Clipper Darrell, TJ Jefferson.
Let's go.
So I'm gonna hold you to that too,
Louis
man.
Gossett,
Listen,
say
you know what I
less,
mean?
Gossett Jr.
Hook your boy up with the ticket.
Say less, man.
Who else
You
is
know what I'm
there?
saying?
I don't know who else there is.
I've been-
Kadeem Hardison, right?
Kadeem.
Wasn't he a guy as
Let's
well?
go.
My boy
Kadeem.
Riley, you know.
And the original White Man Can't Jump too. We're all gonna be sitting courtside. Let's go.
We going Sizzler after the game.
Let's do it.
I love it. Hey, Sinqua Walls, you were in one of my favorite TV shows, Friday Night Lights.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
How'd you get that gig? How old were you?
I don't even remember how old I was. I was fresh out of college.
Fresh out of USF.
Fresh out of USF.
Trying to get into acting.
Trying to get into acting. I remember at the time, actually, I was trying to figure out what was going to be my way in. And I had booked a couple of jobs, but this was my first actual recurring role. And if people don't know, like a recurring role is like I had a standing space on the show.
You had an arc.
I had an
storyline.
I had a great 10 episodes, and they paid all my 10 episode bills, and I was able to be like 10 episode actor. It was awesome. And it was in Austin, Texas, and I had never been there. And I remember at the time I was starting to audition, and I was doing these workshops, and I would meet casting directors, and I was lucky enough they'd call me in, and then they'd call me back, and I'd just stay in as long as I could. And one of the auditions happened to be Friday Night Lights, and at the time I was applying to go to grad school, and I was like sitting in this space of like, okay, well look, if I'm spending summer auditioning, doing the best I can, and if I don't book a job, then I'm gonna really focus on going to grad school.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting in like, I needed some prerequisites to kind of complete everything I needed to go to grad school. And I get a call from my then manager, and I walk outside, and she was like, hey, you booked it. I was like, I booked what? She's like, you booked Friday Night Lights, you leave in a week. I was like, oh, well, okay. I go back in class, grab my books, and the teachers and the professor's like, where are you going? I was like, not coming back. That was the sign. I'm out. I'm gone. And I was in Austin, Texas for a while. Got a chance to learn from some really great people. Kyle Chandler, Connie Britton, Taylor Kitsch, everybody.
You played Jamarcus, right?
Jamarcus Hall.
And what was his character's story arc again?
He was, so at the seasons, after season 2, when they were transitioning players and some of the other players had graduated, he was the new running back that came in to take the place of Smash Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. There was my biggest arc on that season was that I had lit some girl's hair on fire. My parents didn't know I was playing football. They had to come to the office. Coach had to explain to them why I wanted to play and this whole thing.
Full eyes.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
That's right.
And I remember the funniest thing, shout out to Taylor Kitsch, because what people didn't realize, because he was such a brooding, good-looking, long, flowy hair, just great stare guy, is his sense of humor. He was hilarious. So
really,
I come on the show, and one of the things they were really supportive of was improv. And so having been a fan of the show before I was on the show, we're doing this whole huddle, and Kyle's getting us all, riled up as players, and they're like, you can throw out whatever you want. And I was like, okay, cool. So I'm thinking like, okay, I'm going to show that I've been paying attention. I've been watching the show.
Yeah.
So I say, yeah, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, coach. And Kitsch goes, that is so season 2, bro. And I was like, and I looked like, dang, I messed up. And he's cracking up.
So season 2.
He said, that is so season 2.
Get with the times.
So
I love that show.
Bro.
That show, I would watch the episodes, and a great buddy of mine, Jay Stefan, Crazy Jay, he would call me up and he'd say, "Are you crying?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm crying." He goes,
Man.
"Me too."
Man.
Like, and we'd be just like, "Yeah, we're crying."
Yeah.
Like it was, it would really bring me to tears.
It got you invested, and it did. It did such a great job of making football a backdrop and just a gateway in, so everyone could connect and be like, this is the thing, and then life happens, and that's always like some of the best stories.
And the best stories were involving the coach and his daughter, coach and his wife,
Amy Teagarden.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
That's another reason to watch too.
Yeah,
I mean,
Amy.
Specifically. Correct.
Yes.
Minka Kelly as well.
Yes.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was a hell of a program.
It was.
And okay, so Nanny's in theaters now, available for streaming this Friday, and then The Blackening is coming in June of next year.
That is correct.
And that's when you'll come back to promote that and celebrate the Clippers championship.
I hope so.
Okay. And then White Man Can't Jump coming soon. Do we know when that's coming?
I think it'll be sometime next year. They have not let us know yet.
Okay.
But I'm from what I'm hearing, it's next year.
Okay.
And it'll be another. So I'll be back twice.
Okay. You please.
I'll be
Anytime.
back twice.
Yeah.
Before
White
the playoffs and after the playoffs.
Correct. So White Men Can't Jump is going to be coming soon. That's after Luke Kennard proves it.
Yes. Lefty Luke, come on, baby.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go. He'll get it done.
Who jumps higher, Luke Kennard or Jack Harlow? He can sky, huh?
Brent
How about
Barry.
that?
Oh.
You know, that's a tough. That's
Brent
Barry.
Brent Barry. Yeah, let's go with Brent Barry for sure because I know he won a dunk contest. Let's go.
Brent Barry.
Let's
Subac.
go.
I got Subac fans.
Vinny Del Fuego.
Shout out to Rick Brunson.
At Sinqua Walls on Twitter, at the real Sinqua Walls on Instagram.
That's right.
Great to meet you.
Likewise, bro.
Come back
Appreciate
anytime.
you. Thank you, man.
You got it. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.